little boy who thought the moon was a secret.
I spent 6 years as a high school counselor, but nothing prepared me for Leo. Leo was 7, but he had the eyes of a man who'd seen the end of the world. He came from a survivalist compound out in the desert. No electricity, no books, and absolutely no contact with the outside. When the state finally stepped in, he ended up in my office clutching a tattered blanket like it was a shield. For the first month, Leo wouldn't look at a window. If a bird chirped too loud, he'd dive under my desk, trembling, convinced it was a scout coming to find him. He'd lived his whole life in a basement, told that the world above was a wasteland of fire and monsters. The hardest part? He didn't know what night was. His parents told him the darkness was a predator that ate children who stayed awake. So, every time the sun started to dip, Leo would start to hyperventilate. He'd scramble into the darkest corner of his foster home, praying for the beast to pass. Then, one Friday, I stayed late. I sat with him on the porch as the sky turned a deep, bruised purple. Leo was shaking so hard his teeth were chattering. I pointed up at a sliver of white in the sky and whispered, "Leo, look." He squinted, his tiny hand gripping mine so hard his knuckles turned white. He saw the moon, not a monster, not a fire, just a glowing, peaceful pearl in the blackness. He whispered, "Is that the light's ghost?" I realized then, he thought the sun had died and left a skeleton behind. I spent an hour explaining that the moon was a guardian, a nightlight for the whole world. He didn't say a word, he just stared. The next morning, his foster mom called me, sobbing. She said for the first time in his life, Leo didn't hide. She'd found him asleep on the windowsill, bathed in moonlight. When he woke up, he looked at her with the first real smile she'd ever seen and asked, "Does the moon know my name too?" I had to hang up because I couldn't stop the tears. Some kids aren't just learning to live, they're learning that the world is allowed to be beautiful.